This is Abby Rosenstein, and I'm going to show you StockTrack shareholder accounting software. The software is developed by Figtree Software. I'm going to show you the basics of handling shareholder accounting with StockTrack. There are a huge number of features in the product. We'll take a look at the basics. I hope as we go through, you'll see the advantages of using StockTrack for shareholder accounting. We'll take a look at the help system. We'll look at information held about shareholders and their holdings, how transactions are handled, a cash dividend, entering proxy votes. We'll take a look at a couple of the reports and some of the mailing tools. When you log into StockTrack, the screen will look something like the one you're seeing. Towards the top are power buttons that get you into options that are often used, as well as the name of the company you're currently in. The system is multi-user and multi-company. At the top are the menus. That gets you into everything in StockTrack. I'm just going to go across them to give you an idea of what's where. The pipeline is where transactions that are in process are handled from the time they come in until the time that they go out. There's shareholder and certificate information. You can get to many types of corporate actions from the dividends and splits section. Proxy we'll be taking a look at. There are more than 100 reports in StockTrack covering everything you can do in StockTrack, including statements, uh, confirmations, transaction journals, and much, much more. There is a lot you can customize in StockTrack. You can set up the certificate layouts and the check layouts to match whatever certificate and check forms that you're using. You can set up user rights. You can make corrections to transactions. You can set up custom codes. There are a great many other features under utilities. Among them are the audit logs that let you see changes that are made in the system, as well as the mailing tools, which we'll be taking a look at. The help is context sensitive in StockTrack, but of course you can get into all of the documentation for StockTrack from the StockTrack topic screen, as well as a large How Do I section with answers to many questions. We'll start on shareholder. There are many ways to search for a shareholder. There's a good amount of information kept about shareholders, including beneficial ownership information, lost shareholder information for escheatment. You can, of course, get to statements from the report section or from the shareholder section. There are a number of user-defined fields that you can use any way you like. There are notes sections as well. And you can keep linked documents so that you can use StockTrack as a virtual file cabinet for information about your shareholders. You can also see information about holdings from these screens. And the next thing I'm going to show you is a transfer. The Smiths, who we're looking at, have decided to sell 250 shares of this 400 share certificate number 9 to Beverly Venice at $55 a share. We are going to log that transaction and then transfer the shares. We know that this is a sale at $55 a share. We'll enter the certificate we're canceling. We'll find the shareholder that we're issuing to, and we'll put in the number of shares she's going to be buying, as well as the number of shares that are going to go back to the Smiths. Transfer is complete, so I'll click complete. When I leave that screen on the pending transaction screen, so I can see the next step, which is to print our certificates. We'll go ahead and do that. We can confirm that everything printed okay or reprint as necessary. And that brings us back to the pipeline for the last step, which is to send it out. And from here, I could print mailing labels, get reports, and cover sheets. When I leave this screen, the transaction's complete, so the transaction is off of the pending transaction screen. The next thing I'm going to show you is a cash distribution. Click Create. I could create many types of corporate actions, cash distributions, stock dividends, or splits. We put in our record date because, of course, it's shareholders who own shares in that date who are going to participate, and the pay date, which is our check date. We'll make it $1 a share. I'll click Create, and we'll take a look at the proof register. The proof register is showing us exactly who's going to get how much during this distribution and information about the distribution. It all looks good, so I'll continue to complete it by printing our checks. There are a number of things I can do from the dividends and splits section. I could void and reprint checks. I can put checks on hold. I can clear outstanding checks. I can get cash disbursement confirmations for people getting direct deposit. I can get register reports like a check register or a void check register. Next, let me show you proxy. I've got a proxy set up, so I'll show you how votes are entered. I'll select our shareholder. His vote comes up the way the company prefers it voted, but of course John may be voting differently, so I'll move his vote as appropriate and cast his vote. And of course I can vote the next person. From the proxy section, I can get a votes cast report in detail and summary. I can see the percentage of people who voted. I can get a contact list of the shareholders who haven't voted, and more. And then let's take a look at the mailing tools. There are mailing labels. We have letters and forms available in the system, and we also have an export merge screen. That gives you access to a great amount of criteria and all the information in StockTrack. I can pick everything, or I'll pick just some specific items, some name and address information, a phone number, and the number of shares held. And we'll process that. I asked for a spreadsheet, so that's what I get, and that could be used then as an ad hoc report. I do have access to almost everything in StockTrack, and it also can be used for Word for mail merge. And look at a couple of reports in StockTrack. There's the single transaction journal. I'll look at the transaction we did previously. It's going to show us everyone involved, the certificates, what was canceled, what was issued, and our totals. We can export reports in StockTrack to PDF or directly to email. And one more report. This report again has a good deal of criteria. I can show the percentage of shares owned. We'll preview that. This will show us our shareholders, what they owned on the date of the report, and whatever as of date I selected, and of course the percentage owned. Again, I can export that to PDF or email. And then there is a second option as well. I can bring this up in Excel, which I can do with many of the reports in StockTrack. Okay, let's go back to the slides. Okay, there's also an import wizard available in StockTrack to help you bring in data from your current system. I hope I've given you an idea of the tools available in StockTrack and why and how they could benefit you. You can get a free trial version at stocktracksoftware.com, and you can try out the things that we just did, bring in your own data, use the sample data, or you can talk to us about the next steps. We've brought and converted StockTrack from many, many systems. Here's of some of the systems we've done that with. And here's some contact information. You can reach us to ask questions or to purchase StockTrack. Thank you very much.